Take a look at this classic game of flick football, y'all.
They're setting up the legendary 121 waggle. It's in a 100 formation, guys. This is Bud Sweep. It's gonna go. They're going the other way. This is Red Grange, the galloping ghost, weaving through the defenders with unmatched grace. And now setting the stage for Jim Thorpe, the legendary, the legend who raw power and versatility changed the game forever.
All right, guys, welcome back to the General's Workshop. Today, I'm inviting you to take a trip with me. If you're short on time, don't worry. Pop in that VHS tape into that VCR and record this for later. But if you're ready, hop in the back of this luxury station wagon. You know, remember the ones that had the rear-facing back seat? Let's cruise on back to the 80s, you guys, right into that school lunchroom. Now, as you're walking up to the lunch, I want to make sure that you steer clear of that back table, because those kids, they're all wearing flick bracelet bands. You know, the ones that were deemed not appropriate by the principal. Kids are flipping through their Trapper Keepers covered in neon stickers. And in the far corner, well, guess what, y'all? You got the Stewart Uprockers breakdancing crew dressed head to toe in windbreakers. The wind never stood a chance against these guys, and they're rocking out to Run DMC, blasting on an oversized boombox that took 8 D-cell batteries to power for like 20 minutes. And right at the center table of the lunchroom, there's someone showing off their paper football skills. Well, that's the vibe we're bringing back today in this insane DIY paper football build.
Oh, yeah.
Being said, I want to talk you through this because if you guys remember back in the day, right? Football was nothing more than making one of these out of a single piece of paper and your fingers, right? Nothing else needed. And although that's still very much appropriate, I think for this video, let's make it so much more. If you have the time, if you have the space, if you have the resources, this is great. And I want to be honest with you, I have not spent hardly any money with the exception of the helmets. Those you can find relatively cheap online, as well as the kitchen timer. This is nothing more than a cook timer that I can set my times. The way that I play our games is so that we can keep the pace going when there's a lot of people, is we play 2-minute quarters, and then of course this shifts side to side, okay? So let's talk this through. All right, first and foremost, I've used really, when it comes to my own stuff, I've used a lot of my own stuff, right? I have my Milwaukee light tower. That's, of course, the stadium light, which is kind of cool if you turn down the lights and you just have this on. That works well. You guys saw us using the this fan. And the way that we do it is that, right, you're taking the football and you're tossing it, right? Your hand just technically shouldn't cross midline, right? And I know everyone does it different. Some people actually flick it, right? There's a lot of different approaches. That's how we do it. So we toss it. Once it lands and it's off the edge and it stays off the edge, then of course the defender roll the dice. And whatever it gets, I have a coding system, right? So for those of you that are interested, I'll put this up on the screen here in just a little bit so you can see that it just adds a little bit of variability to it. And of course, you could turn the fan on. Sometimes it's at the 50-yard line, other times at the 20. Sometimes it's a low gust, setting number 1, versus a high gust, which is setting number 3. And then of course, one of the small features that I absolutely love, I do not know why, is of course, these windage indicators right here, right? This is nothing more than a little bit of a red felt that I bought online, and of course, it's connected to a fishing utensil, right? So this is actually a barrel swivel that my son and I use for fishing all the time. Of course, it's actually attached to this little, just a tiny little nail, just a tiny little nail on the top. And of course, this entire goalpost is made out of one of these. All right, now, in order to get the gooseneck, what I ended up doing is I cut this at 30 degrees on my compound sliding miter saw, right? So 30 degree on both ends, 30 degree notch, 30 degree, right? That sort of a thing, until I was able to put these together. Now, I originally tried to glue it, but it really wasn't strong enough. So what I ended up doing in the end is I drilled a hole up through the joints with my dowels, and then I jammed some dowels at each of those specific said joints. And then now this thing is just rock solid. And you might be wondering, well, how do I attach it to the base? And what I've done there is I've used these furniture holdings right here. And I'll show you these as well a little bit later, but you can kind of see. So the reason why I wanted to do that is it allows me to take this thing apart with simply just an Allen tool. So I could take this apart, and then of course, this part here, you can actually see, keeps it from rocking side to side, and it's a quick on, quick off, just like that. And it's pretty solid. So that's actually amazing. Now, a lot of you see this Johnson paste wax. I will oftentimes wax the table that we're using just to increase basically the velocity of the ball, if you will. Now, you don't have to. In fact, a lot of the glue and the stuff that's already on the table just serves like a regular field, like you might have divots if you're playing on an actual dirt grass field, and that just mimics that. So you can steer clear from those. And then, of course, the base is simply just plywood. Now, guys, when it comes to this, I wanted to go with kind of that old school kind of flip score that we used to have. Now, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but during the filming, if you look during the intro, it was last year's Super Bowl teams with the exact score. This gives us that old kind of style. Now, back during the 80s, guess what? When you would play football, a lot of times you'd have a flips chart like this, but it allows us to kind of do it. I thought about doing it digital, and then I just thought, nah, this feels more 80, 90-ish vibe, which is honestly what I was going for. And then, of course, all of this is simply just a piece of plywood. This, I rated that cabinet over there. I don't know that I was supposed to do that, but I found where the stickers were. So now I've got an endless supply. Oh, that's awesome. And then, of course, these are just my drawer pulls. If you look around the shop, these are the exact same drawer pulls on all of my cabinets that I used on this. Why? Because this goes directly to the outermost portions of the box. It allows me to just lift up and out with it. And of course, I love having these. Simple little addition, but you get to choose your team, right? I'm choosing to be the San Francisco 49ers at the peril of my own relationship to my father, who is a diehard Viking fan. And he may or may not put me back in the ditch that he found me after seeing me wearing this jersey. Dad, I still love you. All right, now, and then of course down here, interestingly enough, right, you keep seeing all these referring to woodworking. Well, of course, that's because this is a woodworking / channel / DIY / living life channel, right? I just simply doweled these in, used a single dowel, cut off a 1/4-inch piece of plywood, and then painted on this football so that this is simply just a dowel that you could go in. And then, of course, stickers for 1/4 after the 2-minute goes up, 1/4, then, of course, halftime, and so forth, right? All the way to 1/4, and then game's over. So technically, you can have a game that will always be 6 minutes long. 6 minutes up to 8 minutes, barring, touchdowns and field goals. And then, of course, this is simply just a kitchen timer that you can adjust, press, and then this is just metal that I drilled through and put it on there, and there you have it. Now, let me go ahead and show you a little bit about the box. Now, I wanted to have it where I could keep everything in one single location. So I ended up coming up with the idea of this box. It's a little creaky, but hey, it's all right. Now, interestingly enough, I only did this red felt because I wanted these windage indicators. And I remember most of the ones that I've seen are red in nature, and felt was a great material that they recommended. So I bought this thinking it would be a smaller amount. I didn't really put a lot of effort or thought into it. I got it and I'm like, oh my gosh. So out of that whole sheet, I just used these 2 tiny little slivers, and I thought, well, let's just use that. So I used that for the bottom, and I think it adds an amazing contrast. It kind of reminds me of the Michael Jordan era when everything was red and black, for sure. And then of course I've got just different tools. I usually have an old-fashioned lock that locks this up. All of the teams are around the exterior, and then all of the rest of this, everything fits into this box. It's kind of like its own personal carrying case, if you will. And so this has already been something that has just given us so much fun when we have our game nights. This is always out, and it's usually being played, right? You could tell the games that have a lot of traffic and those that don't. And this is just one that's just worked out so incredibly awesome. Hey guys, so if you're interested in taking a look at the full build process, I'll have it here for you guys to watch. That way you can check it out. And a great project if you guys want to try it with your family, or if you want to kind of start up a fantasy football league. This is a great opportunity to build something that I think will build memories for you, and it'll pay dividends in the ways of just quality time with friends and family, which is what life's about. So with that being done, shoot dang. Let's go. Have a good day, guys.